if you can remember back to the days when you were really trying to get, where you were more of an agent, what would you say really made the difference in the hustle? Was it was the 50 calls, but was there anything else that you could share with our audience about how your hustle?
Yeah, totally, dude. The biggest thing is get a coach.
Really?
Just get a motherfucking coach.
So if you don't have a coach, you say go get a coach. That's one of the main things.
Go get the coach you can't afford. Hire the exact best guy. Hire the champion. Go find the guy at whatever it is you do who's the undisputed champion and pay him whatever it costs to get you to his level.
That's awesome.
That's the easiest way. Now here's the thing, I charge investors, to work with me direct is usually between $63,000 and $75,000 for the year. But guess what? If I can make you $300,000 or $400,000, it's worth it, right?
Yeah, that's like free.
And I used to be cheap about it when I was younger. I'd be like, oh, I don't want to spend the money. Well, I just paid a guy $100,000 to build out a program that's gonna make you $1.6 million. So you got to think like a business owner. Think in annual terms. Don't think in monthly. And just say, hey man, who's the best at this thing I'm trying to do? If you're a mortgage broker, find the best mortgage broker in the world. And you can either go work for him for free and be his bitch for a year or two. Right. Or, if you don't want to do that, call him up and say, hey man, I want to learn your game exact how you do it. What's that going to take? And he might say, I don't know, give me $10,000. Or he might say, I'll do it for free. Probably won't.
He might just tell you to fuck off.
Well, not if you're paying.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's the reality. People who are really good at stuff, their time is valuable. They don't want to hang out with you. They want to go home to their kids and play with their daughter and play with their dog and go for a nice life. They don't want to deal with you and your shit. So
unless you pay them.
If you call them up, well, then it makes sense for them to sacrifice their very valuable time.
Right.
And so what I'm saying to you in any industry is find the guy who's done it and pay him whatever it costs to do it like him. And once you make that investment once, you get that for the rest of your life. So, I think you can really win at anything like that.
And that just comes back to investing in yourself, really. I mean, it's like, you as a professional, if you decide that you want to be the best or you want to make more money in your industry, you've got to do what 99% of the people won't do. And you got to go out and do I love that idea, that go out and find a great coach and get that coach. I mean, if you don't do that, you're going to stay stagnant and be, exactly where you were yesterday and the year before. You're never going to change, never going to improve. So invest in yourself. That's what I'm hearing you say. Is that right?
Absolutely. You got to invest in yourself.
And willing to. You got to take a risk, right? I mean, it's somewhat of a risk.
I mean, here's an example. Russel Brunson, he's a 9-figure entrepreneur, spent $750,000 on himself. So some people go, oh my God, $750,000. But if you're making $100 million gross, $750,000, almost $1 million, who gives a shit? Who cares? And I think that's people are start thinking in annual terms and go, okay, so if I spend let's say $50,000 on a coach, but I make $250,000, who cares?
Yeah.
Instead they go, oh my God, it's $50,000, I can't do that right now. Well, you never will.
Right.
And you never will have the money. You'll never be there. But it's always investing in the thing. Look at Elon Musk. Elon Musk is trying to go to frickin' Mars. Well, he doesn't have the money for that. He doesn't know how to do that, but he's fucking doing it. Richard Branson started Virgin Air. Well, he just chartered a plane. The guy didn't have $100 million sitting around. He just started making that happen.
Right.
And that's an entrepreneurial thing. You're never going to have the money. You're never going to have the resources. You're always outgunned. So you might as well just say, fuck it, and just start doing it.
Right. I love it. I love that Richard Branson story too. I read his book. The guy's awesome. He's an animal, but he's smart.
Yeah, to go back to Richard Branson, he went to the bank and he wanted $300,000 or $900,000 to put TVs on his planes. And they said no, they rejected him for the loan. So he went back to Boeing or something. And he said, hey, how much to build a new fleet of planes with TVs installed? Well, they threw it in for free. So he went to the bank and he said, hey, I want to replace my whole fleet. And they said, okay. And they gave him the loan. So, it's just like this outside the box thinking, they won't give me $300,000, whatever, for my TVs. Well, let's just replace the whole fleet.
Yeah, and not just taking no for an answer, and just, if you hit a wall, there's a window, there's a door somewhere else, there's another way to get around it. Like you've got to be able to not just, go pout in your room if you get a no. You got to be able to be thicker skinned than that, and just and be creative and have a little bit of an optimistic mind, so that you know that there's a way, right? If someone else is out there doing it, if someone else out there is selling 50 houses in a month, or doing 50 loans in a month, then it can be done. And you just have to have that mindset, I think, that you can. If someone else can do it, why can't you do it if you put in the work, right? You put in the time.